Okay, you ready? So now we got this. So let's take this and let's look at it the way you should be doing it. All right. So it says we're going to go back to, let's see, I'm going to use yellow because I didn't use yellow yet. All right. How will the circuit be affected if there's an open at T? All right. An open at T. Well, let's look at these things. What was T? Right? This line that goes up. Well, that's this line. And that's this line. And that's this line. And guess what? That's this line. What doesn't work? If we cut that line. Nothing. None of these work. And look, this goes back to there too. So this one doesn't work either. So no windows work if we cut that. What happens if we have an open at U? Right? So this is our pathway to ground on this one and pathway to open on that one. Well, let's see what happens, right? So if this no longer has a connection, right, this one here, but we know that this is power. Agreed? And that this is ground. It's harder than it looks, people. This secret word is walks. Right? The only way, right, this window control stops working. The master switch. But this one will only work when we switch this to close. It won't open because it's got no ground path here. Got it? Right? So this one will flow down and we got ground here, but the only way that this motor can have power is through this pathway. It no longer has any control here. So the master switch goes bad and the rear window works from the rear switch, or the right front rather. Sorry, not the rear, but the front. All right, let's go back to yellow. What happens if there's an open at V? What do you think happens? That's the pathway from the power cut switch. All of these stop working. Okay, and then we have what? W. Well, by now I think you know that's the power in, so everything stops working. And then we got X. Right? That kills. Right? The power's coming here and it can't get through. So that means that this switch becomes inoperative and this one still works. Right? Because you still have power and ground being decided up here that can bypass it. And we got one more. Stop sleeping. Two more. Why? Why? Because we have a similar thing like happened over here. Right? So we have power here, but we no longer have any signal that can come down this line. So that means that, let's see, this one still works. So this is ground. Right? This is ground to the motor. And the other side, if it switches to red, this goes to here, it can work. So this window will open, but it won't close. And then we have one more. Z. I think that's kind of obvious, right? If we open that up, that motor stops working. And that's it. What do you think? More than you knew before, right? Okay.